Exclusive insider information only for your channel. If I can say this, I was told later that apparently they put that sequence because of me. Because they saw my dances somewhere.
That is amazing.
This is what I was told by the showrunner. So, you know, you're welcome.
I don't think the other cast was.
And I think he was also really taken aback by the accent for one, which he was not expecting. It'd be like an Indian Deadpool. Indian pool.
Indian pool.
Yeah. I would love for us to be paired together in anything. I think she's probably the most, versatile actor in her age group working right now. And I've had the good pleasure of being an assistant on a film with her. And it would be a small circle, but it would be a full circle moment. So that would be lovely.
Hi guys, my name is Dishya and you're watching Showsha. Today we have with us the amazingly talented Ishaan Khatter to talk to us about the perfect couple. Hello.
Hi.
So glad to be meeting you today.
Likewise.
I want to start off with this question, that how did this project happen? Because it happened very quietly is what I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time coming for sure, and I received a self-tape for it in Jan 2023. I did that self-tape playing off my own cues because I had no one to help me with the cues on that day. And, I got a call back a week after that, and before I knew it, I was in London procuring my visa, and then I was in the Cape, and I was there for 4 months in Cape Cod shooting for it. And yeah, and we finally wrapped the project after we were delayed by also the SAG strike that happened in Jan 2024. So it's been a long time coming, and I like to work in silence. So I'm enjoying very much the the reception now, and yeah, and it's great. The audience is really taking to it, and I feel grateful.
Your character is very closely associated with Nicole Kidman, and given that you've spent 4 months with the cast and crew, what is your goofiest memory of on set with her and with the other cast?
I didn't see that coming. I mean, we had a lot of fun together, and I think one of the things that kept us sane was being able to hang out and spend time with each other. There was not too much to do on the Cape, and we all had many days that were whole days, or we were not working. Because it's an ensemble cast, right? And so somebody would be called in. But, and there were lots of days where we all would work, but there were days where we would all kind of like hang out outside. And one of the things that we really enjoyed doing was we did a trip to Provincetown, which was about an hour's drive. And we would go whale watching, and we saw a drag show on the same day. We got lobster rolls, we had a lot of fun. And then we got into weird local activities like axe throwing, like some strange things.
I did watch a video.
Yeah, so there was like one bar and one restaurant, and that's where we would hang out. So it was good times. We played pool and whatnot. We did literally everything that there was there to do. Yeah.
Of the cast members, who did you manage to convince to travel to India?
I actually didn't have to do much convincing. I think most of them, if they already haven't traveled, are looking forward to traveling. I know that Jack has been here a couple of times. In fact, he was recently in Nepal for a bike riding trip, and I think was mentioning he wants to do another one. So that would be fun if we did, the Himalayan ranges. But yeah, I didn't have to convince. I think Nicole's been here, and she's interested in Indian culture and various different aspects of Indian culture, and so yeah, it's a diverse group of people, and I didn't have to do any convincing, luckily. So
when the series was ending, in the final episode, there is that scene where you're on the beach and you meet Emilia, and always at that point I thought maybe y'all are going to end up together regardless of how things play out. So were there conversations of an alternative ending that were planned, that maybe we'll like shooter and her ending up together?
Well, without saying much, I'll say the audience is very smart, and I've been receiving a lot of messages about how they want to see them end up together. And yeah, there's no smoke without fire. So maybe season 2 if there is one. Who knows?
Listen, I'm keeping my hopes very high. I was going to next ask about the audience reaction only. There's been such an overwhelming reaction. And what has been that one message that has come to you that you'd not expected, be it from the audience, be it from, friends from the industry?
Well, a lot of unexpected people, messaging, which is wonderful. Like not just peers and colleagues and people I look up to in the industry, but also like in general, like in life, that you would not even imagine. This show is really being consumed regardless. The demographic for this show is quite wide, and I'm glad. I mean, it's globally #1, and it's doing so well here as well, and couldn't ask for more. But I think one of the consistent messages that I've been receiving from people and feedback I've been receiving is how they feel really proud that there's a fully developed and three-dimensional character played by an actor from India or even the South Asian community, or that doesn't feel like a token diversity character, So the word proud is being used a lot, and I'm getting that every day a lot, and that's wonderful. I mean, not to compare this to anything else, it's a milestone moment in my career, but even with my last release, I think the love that I got from the army and the armored corps for portraying a cavalier was very special, and this feels special on a whole other level. So I mean, I'm really glad that I'm able to make people feel something beyond just being entertained.
Did you anticipate so much female reaction or attention?
I didn't. No, I didn't. I mean, I know the role reads a certain way, and it's also the first time you're seeing me in this light. I also haven't been kind of seen for a little while. There's been some space between my projects. I'm looking a little more grown up now and feeling it also. So, yeah, I'm just glad it's out, and I'm excited for everything that is to come.
Given the popularity of the character, do you think that there could be a spin-off? Because he's so mysterious. We still know very little about the character. Maybe
I've received a lot of messages about a shoot a spin-off. This is not to say like, I don't know. I mean, it's not on me, right? It's not on me, but it could be fun.
How has the family reacted to it? What kind of feedback have you got at home?
My mom is very proud. I think the first time that I was able to share anything from the show, even with my brother, he was, I mean, every time that I have worked, it's never like he's been come on set or been a part of the process, and I do my own thing, and my family is never really, doesn't really see it till there's something more complete to show them. And I think he was also really taken aback by the accent for one, which he was not expecting. These were all decisions that I took with Susanna when I was working there, and so I guess they didn't know what to expect, and there was a surprise in a positive way. And my mom, I think, really loved me in the show, which was really lovely. And I do take her criticism and her feedback, seriously, beyond, of course, the fact that I feel, yeah, she could be biased towards me because she's my mom, and I am a good son. But she's also a very accomplished actor and artist herself, and so she sees things with a very keen eye. And she would have told me if I, hit a false note, and so it was a relief to hear good things. Yeah.
Speaking of family, earlier this year, your video went viral with Meera, in which you all recreated that meme. And I remember reading so many comments that both of you should at least be in a project together, maybe even an ad together. So have you all had that discussion where, you're trying to convince her into trying up an acting project?
No, I don't try and convince anyone to do anything. It would be fun. And I would do it in the spirit of fun if something like that happened. But no, we were just having fun, and she showed me this reel, and she's like, we should recreate this, and did it and put it out there. And that's that. And I think people often like things that are done with a certain spontaneity, and so yeah, no planning going behind it.
Also, while I was reading up on the show, I came across this interview in which Eve mentioned that the title track was not something that you all were aware of and was sprung on y'all at the last
Do
minute.
you mean the opening credit
The
sequence?
opening credit scene,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes. This is
And she mentioned that everybody went bonkers. They were calling up their agents. They were just like all over the place.
Yeah.
But you look like you fit in there perfectly. Like at least 4-5 friends of mine have messaged saying, "Did you see Ishaan dancing in it?" And I'm like,
Managers cracking up in the back. I mean, listen, it's what we do, So it was fun. It was fun. I didn't take it any more seriously than that. Yeah, I was a bit shocked when I first received it. I was like, is this a joke on us? Is this for real? But exclusive insider information only for your channel. If I can say this, I was told later that apparently they put that sequence because of me. Because they saw my dances somewhere.
that is amazing.
This is what I was told by the showrunner. So, you're welcome.
I don't think the other cast was.
No, listen, we all went into it with a lot of hesitation because it didn't make any sense to us in the scheme of things. It was also the last.
Yeah, it was just
It was the last thing we shot in
Yeah.
the show, and so it was Susanna's idea, and I think it's a brilliant idea because also keeping it as the opening credits, nobody knew that it would kind of it would be the opening credits of the show. No one imagined, and I think it works only because it offsets the tone of the show in such a unpredictable way. The only feedback I've received from audiences is it's the most unskippable intro of all times. Like we can't skip it, so it's great. I mean, it's fun.
all episodes, even at the end when it plays, I sit back and I watch the whole thing.
There you go.
So most of the comments on your pages have been so supportive. There was one that stood out where someone mentioned, I think this was on Reddit or on your Instagram, that said that, at the pace that you're going, if you could reach to a level where Priyanka Chopra is today in the West. So what do you have to say about that? That was a very interesting comment.
I mean, it's she's of course opened so many doors, and she's a trailblazer in that way, and so many props to her for that. And that's a lovely thing to say. What can I say? I mean, I'm still doing the same thing. I've been fortunate to receive these wonderful opportunities, but I'm most keen to go wherever the good work is, and I'm going to continue to do that, and let's see what the future has in store.
My last question is that you also have another title called Royals that is happening. Could you tell us anything about it?
Yeah, what I can tell you is that first of all, it's all shot and it's in post-production right now, and I found it to be extremely bingeable when I read it. Much like The Perfect Couple, I think it has a lot of entertainment quotient in it, and it's a very interesting fictitious take on contemporary royals, and you'll see me in a whole new light. And I'm so grateful that and happy that people are loving Shooter. But you'll see me in a very different light in the Royals, and yeah, there's more episodes, so you'll get more bang for buck.
Looking forward to it. I have a small segment where I'm going to list down a few names from the West and in India.
Yeah.
And if you would want to work with them, and what kind of project do you want to work with them, if you could tell me.
Sure.
So the first name is Ryan Gosling.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Like, I loved The Fall Guy recently, and he was just a sensation in Barbie. But I've liked his earlier works a lot as well. I mean, I've always enjoyed him as an actor in films like Blue Valentine and The Place Beyond the Pines and Half Nelson. So, and he's got great comic timing. So, there's a film that he did with Russell Crowe called The Nice Guys. And I thought he was very funny in that. So, something like that, maybe.
Ryan Reynolds.
Deadpool, obviously. It'd be like an Indian Deadpool. Indian pool.
Indian pool.
Yeah.
Deepika Padukone.
A musical or, a slice of life film like Piku?
S.S. Rajamouli.
It would have to be something sprawling, right? Like some kind of dynamic action bonanza where I can dance a lot.
Shah Rukh.
Anything. Anything. I mean, it would be just lovely to, play off of him. And we're both Scorpios, so I think some interesting energy will happen.
Okay, next name is not technically an actor, but since she's worked with a few actors, Sabrina Carpenter, like she features them on music videos.
A music video. I mean, I know it's an obvious choice, but like, well, she's definitely a fan of coffee, if her music is any indication. So maybe, she's done espresso, maybe I'll do cortado with her. I'll take it. That's my drink of choice.
Alia Bhatt.
I would love to play, I would love to play directly off of her. I would love for us to be paired together in anything. I think she's probably the most, versatile actor in her age group working right now. And I've had the good pleasure of being an assistant on a film with her. And it would be a small circle, but it would be a full circle moment. So that would be lovely. Yeah.
Anurag Kashyap.
Probably I mean, not to limit any of these people to anything, but this is what comes to mind. But probably a really desi and surprisingly funny film.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. I think he does humor really well and in very unexpected ways. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. And finally, Matt Reeves.
Finally who, sorry?
Matt Reeves.
Matt Reeves, the director of the Planet of the Apes and Batman. Not Batman. Not anything bad. I don't want to touch that. So yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to me. This was a lovely chat. And I'm looking forward to more work.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was lovely to talk to you.